thanks for joining us for another Kickstarter conniption. Today we'll be doing an overview of the game Dungeon Drop, Drop Too Deep.
And as always, we want to make sure you're aware that our Kickstarter conniption videos are sponsored in part by our Kickstarter backers and by the creators of this game. Hey gang, thanks for joining us at Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Leah Meadows, and today we're looking at a Kickstarter prototype, Drop Too Deep, for the game Dungeon Drop.
This is from designer Scott Smith, and it's illustrated by Gong Studios. The original game is a pattern recognition game that takes about 20 minutes. It's for 1 to 4 players. If you're interested in learning how to play that game or getting an overview, we've done a preview video of that you can check out. We're also going to be doing a playthrough video of Drop Too Deep, but right now, let's take a look at all the new stuff that comes with the expansion.
The Into Deep expansion will feature new forbidden pillars to help you build out your dungeon.
New damage tokens and new armor cubes will come with the game.
New huge monsters.
New rules for the relic fragments from the original game.
A bunch of new races, classes, and quests.
And an all-new co-op mode. The Drop Too Deep expansion is going to add a bunch of additional cool cubes, components, and cards to the base game of Dungeon Drop. In the original game, you were fighting primarily those little goblin guys who might take you for 1 or 2 health hits, and the big guys. And then you had that dragon, which was worth big points if you could survive him. The new version of the game is going to give us some armor and potion and additional things that we can use to fight those bigger bad guys, because the game is adding a bunch of new bad guys to the game that we're going to have to face.
Yeah, there's a bunch of new monsters, and one comes out every round. There are 3 new ones, and then you're going to be picking one and placing it on the board, or dropping it on the board, I guess.
Right.
And then it might be harder because the hardest one might come out first, and the easier one might come out last, so you just got to be prepared for whatever's out.
Right, so there's a bunch of new ones that are added. You're going to play 3 total in the game. They each have unique powers that they're going to inflict on everybody on the board, and they repeat it every round, so the first guy that comes out is going to hit you 3 times at least. The game also features these new red pillars that are in the rooms, and when those are used, whenever a player uses one of those pillars for their triangulation of their room, it will also re-trigger the monster abilities, so that can get really hairy at the end of the game. The game also features some new classes and new characters and new cards to add to the game, and the translucent cubes that you used to use in the solo game are now used in the new game, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, they can level you up and make your hero stronger with the new class cards, which instead of just being a warrior, you could also be a rope master and a warrior, which is pretty cool.
Right, so you get both of the powers. You get to trigger it immediately. Basically, you have to collect the green cube and then you re-drop it so that other people have opportunities to get it. It allows you to take a new class card right then and there, and then you can reuse its power just like you could normally on your turn. The game also is going to add those new heart tokens, which at first I kind of thought they were just an upgrade, because before, if you got hit by a goblin, you place the goblin on your card to show that you've been hit. These new health tokens replace that, because in some cases, you're actually going to be pulling those goblins back off and adding them to the dungeon. So you need a way to be able to keep track of your health. Monsters also may inflict damage without you actually taking them out. And so it's just kind of a component upgrade, but it also really changes the gameplay experience. What did you think of the new gameplay experience versus the original? Do you have any thoughts on that?
The new one definitely brought in more stuff, and it felt a little harder and more advanced compared to the first one.
Yep. Yep, I agree. It definitely upped the ante a little bit, or deepened the ante. The new monster cubes are pretty cool looking. All the art for the game matches the original style, which is great. So we really enjoyed that it all looks great. I haven't tried combining it into one box yet. I think it probably could fit,
it could.
But you're not looking at a big form factor anyway, even with the 2 of them. Be sure to check out their Kickstarter campaign in order to see all the different things that are going on. As we mentioned, we'll be doing a playthrough of this week, so if you're interested in seeing what it looks like on the table, we've also got the premium neoprene mats and the walls to keep everything on the table when we drop from too high. And if you're interested in seeing what it looks like in action, definitely check that out. Thank you guys so much for liking, following, and subscribing. Let us know what questions you have in the comments. We'll be happy to answer those. And until the next video, we'll see you guys then.
Bye. of cool, one of the things about the new game is there are new monster cards, tokens. What are they called?
The new Into... I keep saying Into Deep because it's a different game. All right, I think we got it. Thank you very much. We need a cover photo.